So what are the best beaches in Porthcawl? Hello and welcome from a very sunny Porthcawl. In today's video, I'm going to rank the beaches around the town. You may have your own personal favourites, depending on what your interests are, but this is going to be my opinion. It's my list. Did you hear that? I said my personal opinion. I don't want any crazy rantings in the comments. Keep all that nonsense on Twitter, where it belongs. For some reason, I've chosen to do this in November and not in the summer. But luckily, the sun's out. A rare sunny day. But it is quite cold though. Also, I'm trying to do all the beaches before the tide comes in. Because in about an hour, this sand would have disappeared. Well, the beaches. There are 9 in my list, and I'm going to rank them from 9 being the lowest to 1 being the best. Saying that, they're all pretty nice. And the names, to add to the confusion, some places have got more than one name. For example, Coney Beach and Sandy Bay are pretty much the same place. So, without further ado, and the tide's coming in, and I'm going to get wet. Let's get started with number 9. Number 9, Pipe Beach, West Drive. Pipe Beach, nice name. We used to call it the sewer pipe beach, but don't worry, this isn't a sewer pipe. As you can see, it's quite rocky, but that sand is visible at low tide. It lies between the town beach and Loch's Common on a road known as West Drive, and it's mainly used by locals. And last summer was quite nice because the low tide was coinciding with the hot weather, so after work there was quite a few people down here, but generally it's very quiet. So, number 9, Pipe Beach. Number 8, the Seafront Beach, the front beach, also known as the town beach. By the way, when I film in this section, you may notice a nice orange glow. That's because the sun's rising. It's the only nice day of the week. So I'm trying to film all the beaches in a few hours. It's been raining for about 10 days. Anyway, back to number 8. Well, as the name suggests, the Seafront Beach, the town beach, is at the end of John Street, end of the town. And it's lined with a promenade, which is a nice spot to sit and have coffee and look at the views. It was infamous as the tarmac beach. They had a really bad sea defence system that was basically a load of tarmac. But now, well, a few years ago, it was replaced and there's a much nicer area where people can actually sit in the summer. As you can see, it is very rocky, but that's a good thing. If you've got kids, you can come down rock pooling, a lot of fun. And believe it or not, there are some people that actually surf this beach, but I think you have to know the area and be quite experienced for that. And as a kid, I used to play here because it was the closest to my house at the time. Facilities, there are toilets in the pavilion and in town, but the sand itself here only appears at low tide. And swimming, the current is quite strong, so it's not advised to swim in this area either. So that's number 8, the town beach, the seafront beach or just the front beach. So at number 7, Newton Beach. Well, Newton Beach is the most easterly and most sheltered of all the beaches in Porthcawl, and as a result is popular with boating. It does have its own slipway, and it runs all the way over past the dunes to the Ogmore River over there. Just take a look at Newton Beach from earlier this summer. So if Newton's so nice, how come I put the beach at number 7? Well, there's a few reasons. One, the boats and jet skis can be a bit noisy. At a very low tide, the beach itself can get a bit muddy. And thirdly, it's a dog-friendly beach. I know most dog owners are responsible, but there's quite a few that aren't. Along the coastal path there, especially in the summer, the first 200 yards from the car park, it is stinky. I'm not going to go into the argument. I know most of you, most dog owners, I like dogs. Most dog owners do pick up, but there's a significant number that don't. And it's a shame. Anyway, rant over. If it wasn't for the mess along the path, I would rank Newton much higher. I do like it. And you can go for a walk all the way over, like I said. Check out the video of me walking east, all the way over to Ogmore by Sea over there. Anyway, that's number 7, Newton Beach. Number 6, Coney Beach, Sandy Bay. Well, Coney Beach, Sandy Bay is your typical holiday seaside beach. They got donkey rides in the summer, fairground, chip shops. It's a nice beach. The only issue is the fairground and those chip shops, because it gets busy here because it's next to a big car park. It's the main holiday beach for many, and at the end of the day, it can get a bit dirty at the top end. But today, it's really clean. In the summer, they do have lifeguards on duty, and dogs aren't allowed. I probably can hear lots of dogs at the moment, but in the summer, it's dog-free. And it is popular with surfers as well, because it is slightly sheltered by the harbour and the pier wall. So it's a nice beach. Facilities, for some reason, there's no public toilet on the beach. You have to use the high tide up there, which they allow you to. So, if you look that way, it's great views. But if you look that way, it's not so great because of the fare. So, Coney Beach, number 6. Number 5, Trecco Bay. Well, just one bay along from Coney Beach, you'll find Trecco Bay. It's very similar to Coney Beach, but it is smaller and quieter because it hasn't got the fare. It is the closest beach to Park Dean. You probably can see the caravans over there. Even in the height of summer, when Coney Beach is packed, Trecco is normally quite quiet. I would say Trecco is sometimes overlooked. There are lifeguards on duty in the summer. There's no toilets. The nearest ones are down in Park Dean itself. So check out Trecco Bay, my number 5. Number 4, Sker Beach. Sker Beach, the most western beach on our list. It would be higher than number 4 if it wasn't so remote and hard to get to. It's over a mile's walk from Rest Bay, and you can get here over the dunes from Kenfig Nature Reserve. It's popular with walkers, surfers. It's not as busy as Rest Bay, but a warning: if you walk up Kenfig Sands too far, you get to some nudists. Not a pretty sight. With their tickle tackle, getting sunburnt. So anyway, if you haven't been, definitely worth a walk up. Sker Beach at number 4. And at number 3, the Cove. Well, just around the corner from Rest Bay, behind Lochs Common, is this, the Cove, which is actually one of my favourites. The only reason I haven't got it at number 1 is because the beach is only accessible at mid to low tide. Getting down here can be tricky over the rocks, but like this, you can walk around from Rest Bay. What I like about it, it's not that far away from town, and even when Rest Bay is busy, this area is like this, empty. There's no lifeguard or facilities really, but you do get peace and quiet. Definitely one of my favourites. I shouldn't be telling you all this. This is like a hidden gem. That's number 3, the Cove. At number 2, Rest Bay. Well, looking around, you can see why many would put Rest Bay as their number 1. But it's my number 2, I'll tell you why later. But look at it. Golden sands, great surf. They've got facilities, cafe bar, lifeguards on duty in the summer, parking. The road train runs here. It's only about a mile from town. There's plenty of surfboard rental and surf schools. But in the summer, it can get busy. What people tend to do is they come down, and the first spot of sand they get to, that's their camp for the day. So everyone gets squashed up around the slipway. And as you probably know, the Bristol Channel has got the second highest tide in the world. So as the tide comes in, all the sand disappears and everyone gets squashed up towards the beach, towards the slipway over there. You can go round to Golf Bay, about 200 yards that way, to get a bit more peace. But my favourite, although Rest Bay is very, very nice, is along the beach to a spot just under a mile that way. And that's where we're going for my number 1. Number 1, Pink Bay. Just 10 to 15 minutes walk from Rest Bay, you get to Pink Bay, where the sand ends and meets Sker Point. It gets its name from the rocky outcrop of Pink Rock, Pink Bay, and it's always quiet. My favourite, Pink Bay. Anyway, I said no rantings. But what's your favourite? Put it in the comment below. Or have I missed out anywhere? Is there some really hidden gem tucked away behind some rock somewhere? Let me know. Well, that's my list of my 9 favourite beaches in Porthcawl. But if you want to see more of Porthcawl, check out these videos coming up next, and I'll see you in one of those. Bye. Those videos over there. Go on, check them out. I know you want to. They're really good. Honestly, trust me. Go on, click. What are you waiting for?